We have some Bears coaching news to get into here on Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. It's our second video of the day. Thank you so much as well. We hit 156,000 subscribers. We are on the road to 157,000. If you want free and daily Bears updates, hit that subscribe button. Drop a like for us as well. Okay, we thought, hey, Declan Doyle, he's for sure back because the report came in earlier today that he has withdrawn himself from consideration for the Eagles' offensive coordinator position. However, just moments ago, according to Brad Biggs, the Baltimore Ravens have put in a request to interview Declan Doyle. And just like he interviewed with Philly, the Bears aren't going to block this one either because Jesse Minter, their new head coach, is a defensive guy, meaning that this would be a play-calling opportunity for Declan Doyle. And look, let's face it, this would be a damn good opportunity for Declan Doyle. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Obviously, they're just getting their OC search underway. Not sure who else, if anyone, has interviewed for that job yet. So pretty telling that early on here, Jesse Minter is interested in Declan Doyle. Now, we'll see if he's interested and ready to make that jump. Now, I would argue Baltimore is much more appealing than Philadelphia for a few reasons. Number one, you're joining a first-year head coach, so a little bit less pressure than what's going on in Philadelphia right now. The Eagles, yes, two of their recent OCs, Shane Steichen and Kellen Moore, have become head coaches. Two have also been fired after 1 year of calling plays in Brian Johnson and, of course, this year, Kevin Patullo. If he went to Baltimore, number one, he'd get to coach Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. He could get that run game going and infuse some of that Ben Johnson rushing attack into that offense. And number two, I think Lamar Jackson, healthy, is a much better player than Jalen Hurts. And I don't think it would be a situation where he would get fired after 1 year, unless he did a terrible job, obviously. But I think that would be a pretty appealing situation. Now, did he withdraw from Philadelphia because he determined he wasn't ready or because he didn't like the Eagles situation? That's the question here. I fully expect Declan Doyle to interview for this Ravens OC gig. If nothing else, it's good practice for the future when he gets other interview opportunities to either be an play caller next year or potentially a head coach if this upcoming season were to go well for the Bears. So we will continue to monitor this. When it comes to Declan Doyle, clearly he's building a nice little reputation here. If the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens, two of the better run franchises in the NFL in the 21st century, are interested in his services. So stay tuned for that. We will continue to cover it all here on Chicago Bears Now, and we will keep an eye on Declan Doyle's situation as we continue in the coming days. What about Al Harris? Is Al Harris going to be back or not? Or could the Pittsburgh Steelers come get him? Brad Biggs hopped on the score this morning and said Mike McCarthy loves Al Harris. Overlapped as his head coach when he was the Packers head coach, and Al Harris was a corner for that organization. He obviously was a defensive backs coach in Dallas when McCarthy was the head coach. And there's a lot of belief that McCarthy could take a hard look at Al Harris to be his defensive coordinator. Now, as of filming this, and we're filming this around 3 o'clock, it'll probably go out 4 or 5 o'clock, so maybe it changes, but no formal interview has taken place up to this point, but I would imagine that happens soon. McCarthy's getting introduced as the head coach tomorrow of the Steelers, so you would imagine after that take place, he's going to start building out his coaching staff. So I think Pittsburgh's the biggest threat for Al Harris at this point. Washington could be in the mix. I don't view Tennessee as a big threat. That's a non-play calling job, but Pittsburgh is a big threat because McCarthy's an offensive guy. So it would be Al Harris's defense. It's a historic franchise. They've got a lot of high-priced players on that side of the ball. It would be a hell of an opportunity for Al Harris to reunite with McCarthy and be his defensive coordinator. So I think that's the one to watch. Whether or not he gets that job, we'll have to wait and see. But I think that is the job for Bears fans to be concerned about in terms of Al Harris potentially leaving Chicago. You dodged the Green Bay bullet when they hired Jonathan Gannon. You might not dodge this one. And look, if Pittsburgh hires him, A, happy for Al Harris, and B, he's in the AFC. So I'm totally cool with that. And when it comes to that situation. So we'll continue to monitor that situation as the days and I don't think weeks, but potentially weeks unfold here. I would imagine the next week or so we'll know if Al Harris is gone or not. Okay, today's show is sponsored by Rocket Money. Guys, the best personal finance app is Rocket Money. They're going to help you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, and help lower your bills so you can grow your savings. I literally got a notification this morning from Rocket Money on my phone like, hey, Harrison, you've spent X amount this month. Come check out your report so far in January. And it's got a detailed breakdown of what I'm spending my money on. And they're going to help you cut back where needed. They specialize in canceling those subscriptions you no longer use. When you first get going with the Rocket Money app, like my wife and I did, we realized, oh my God, we've double dipped on this streaming account. We both have, X service, and we were able to cut back in a lot of areas. And you guys are going to be able to do that as well. You could save hundreds of dollars per year just by canceling subscriptions alone. But if you use the app's full features to the fullest, you can save a lot of money, and that's going to add up. I was able to buy a new house recently, and Rocket Money, big reason for that, as they helped my wife and I stay on top of our expenses. It's absolutely awesome. The app will consolidate checking, savings, loans, and investments into a single dashboard. So, I honestly just use it as my banking app now. You sync up your banking information, and it's all there. Categorize spending. It's going to give you heads up on when certain bills are going to be due / when they're going to come out of your account if you use automatic payment. It's fantastic. I can't emphasize it enough. The benefits of Rocket Money. So let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/bearsnow. That's rocketmoney.com/bearsnow. rocketmoney.com/bearsnow. You are going to be on top of your finances more than ever, which is important with Rocket Money. Okay, the Falcons general manager search is ongoing, and for a while we've thought that Ian Cunningham would be in the mix, right? Because Matt Ryan's their new president of football. Who is Matt Ryan buddies with? Ryan Poles. Ryan Poles, top lieutenant in Chicago, is Ian Cunningham. You would think there'd be a strong endorsement there. This is a relationships business. You see this all the time. And they completed their virtual interviews last week. They might add a few more, but Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports says that this week the Falcons will start doing in-person interviews. I would imagine Ian is one of those. Now, he's technically interviewed twice because he did interview for the president of football job, which Matt Ryan got, and now he interviewed for the GM job. I would imagine if he goes there in person, there's a pretty damn good chance they lock him in. Now, the one thing that has been confusing is whether or not the Bears would get draft compensation here, because if a minority candidate lands a head coaching or a GM job from your organization, you typically get a third-round pick that following draft and the next draft. So in this case, 2026 draft, 2027 draft, which would be great for the Bears, who are competitive now, and you need to have draft capital and you need to hit on draft picks. Well, there was a report about a month ago that in this case, this rare case, the Bears would not receive draft comp. Why? Because they added this new position in the Falcons organization of president of football, and so technically the GM job would be a lateral move. Now, I think that's bogus because it's since come out that Matt Ryan is not there to do the GM's job. He's there to oversee everything. So to me, it's like, why would the Bears get screwed on that if Ian Cunningham were to land this position? So I don't know what's going to happen. Technically, if it is a lateral move, the Bears could block it. Clearly, they're not going to do that. He's already been going through the process. So we'll see if they get the picks. If he does get it, I think it would be a disgrace for the NFL to not give the Bears these picks if it ends up happening, especially if he has roster control. It's like he does not in Chicago. He would in Atlanta. That is a clear upward move for a front office executive candidate. So again, we'll see, but I think he's in the mix there. He should be in the mix. He's paid his dues. He worked under Harry Roseman. He's been here for 4 years. He's been Ryan Poles' lieutenant. I think the relationship, the connection of Matt Ryan to Ian Poles via Ryan, or Ian Cunningham via Ryan Poles, is clear and obvious. So I would think there's a decent chance he's going to get this job, and I guess we'll see if the Bears get screwed or not. Okay, last piece of news before we get out of here. Nahshon Wright is Pro Bowl bound. He's been added to the roster, replacing Philadelphia's Quinyon Mitchell, who is sitting out due to an injury. I said it at the time, I thought Wright was a snub. Now, he did not finish the year great. Played better in the playoffs, especially against the Rams. So boom or bust player, but created a lot of takeaways. I think a Pro Bowl alternate is probably, when you add up the whole season, sounds about right. Right? He made a lot of splash plays, gave up a lot of plays. So kind of had a Trayvon Diggsian season, but not quite as many takeaways. I think Diggs had like 11 picks that year. Wright was involved in 8 takeaways this year, 5 interceptions. I think he forced a fumble, and then he recovered 2. So certainly it was a great year for him, a breakout season for him. He'll join Kevin Byard and who were the other 2? Completely blanking. Joe Thuney and Drew Dahlman were the other 2. So 4 Bears Pro Bowlers out there in Orlando. So good for him. Look, if the Bears aren't going to bring him back, this could actually help play the comp pick formula game. Him being a Pro Bowler is only going to increase his value in free agency. So if he signs a big contract somewhere, then the Bears could get a future draft pick. So we'll see how that goes. Could he be back in Chicago? He could. I doubt it. I think some team's going to pay him a pretty decent amount of money. I would say at minimum $8 million per year, maybe $10 to $12 million per year, because he's a lanky outside corner who played well this year. So I just think with Tyreek Stevenson under contract, Jalen Johnson hopefully coming back fully healthy, it doesn't really make sense to pay Nahshon Wright a decent amount of money if you are the Bears, but certainly wish him well. And if he is back, we'll obviously be rooting for him here on Chicago Bears Now. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Bears Now by Chat Sports. My name is Harrison Graham. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Hit that subscribe button on the way out, and we'll see you soon. Bear down.